Hi, I'm Brad Sweezy. I'm president of Just Small Biz Marketing. We've been helping small businesses get more clients, get more handshakes since 2011. So today I want to talk to you about how to use local services ads to get new clients or customers for your small business. And these are people who need your help right now, right? They're not, looking for 5 months from now, et cetera. They're actually searching for what you're selling. So let's get right to it. Oh, a little slow there. There are two ways to generate awareness and searchers for your business. The first way is the organic, often called SEO. I often call it slowly evolving outcome because SEO is very hard to do and very hard to keep at the top of relevant search terms. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then there's the paid route. So if you use organic strategies, this is where your website's going to appear to searchers. Below, it appears below if there's local services ads, and I didn't put those on here because I ran out of space here, but if there's local services ads, they'll be there. Then there'll be, map listings, which you see the second thing here, the first thing there, and then you'll see the organic results. Now, impatient people like me or people on their phone often never go down to the organic search results. So you might be on page one, at the bottom of page one, et cetera, but you might not get the bang for your buck that you think you're going to get from paying somebody to do SEO for you. And very often small businesses, they often go with a search engine optimization firm and who promises, the moon and doesn't always deliver, because it's very hard to, like I said before, narrow down on what people are actually searching for and be on page one or the top of page one when people are using that term. Because I can think of a very obscure term that will get you #1 page results, but it won't be what people are actually doing when they're searching for your business. So it doesn't really help. So let's look at the paid route. You've got two main courses. You've got Google Ads, and then you've got Google Local Services Ads. You also have Bing, and we've tried that for some clients. Some it works, some it doesn't. Bing is Microsoft's product. So pay-per-click advertising is, you see it. Those are those top results often. We have a guide on that as well, so you can email me after and we'll send you a guide on that. You got local services ad, which some people call Google Screen Ads. If you hadn't noticed, Google changes its names all the time. Like, the Google Business is now, Google My Business is now Google Business, but now you have to update your Google Business, not in your Google Business app, but on the maps, on your listing. So it's a little bit different. So Google will always be changing the terms. So if you watch this and the term is not the same, that's why. We're not going to redo this whole thing just because Google decides to change the name. Here's where local services ads appear. They appear before everything. Before Google ads, before map listings, before organic search results. They are the first thing that people see, and they have that Google screened thing. And what that means is Google has checked you out. And I'll talk about those factors they use, to get you on the local screened ads and then get you better placement than other businesses of your industry doing that. So which method should you start with? Ideally, you're going to do organic and paid strategies. It's going to be like you go to a doctor and they say you got high blood pressure. So the immediate solution is, well, you got to take blood pressure medication, right? But the long run solution is you need to exercise more, eat less salt, etc. So, think of organic like the healthy goal of yours that you're going to take and make those changes in your life. And think of pay-per-click as more like, I got to take medicine. I need some changes quick. SEO is worthwhile because it does work, but it's slow and hard to maintain, particularly for small businesses who are competing against bigger businesses out there who can afford to pay tens of thousands a month for SEO, right? So that brings up another topic. A lot of times small businesses adopt strategies that may work for a big organization that has a lot of money, but they don't work when you have a limited advertising budget. So that's why you have to find the right approach for your particular business. And I talked a little bit before, dominating for search keywords that can be on page one might not be those same terms that people are actually using when they're looking for it, so you got to watch out for that. And pay-per-click and screened ads are usually faster. Pay-per-click is obviously quicker because, as you'll learn in Google screened ads, you've got to meet some requirements for Google before you can even do it. To implement a Google screened local services campaign through Google, it's fairly easy. Everything's theoretically easy, right? You know, until you actually have to do it. But you create a local services ad account. You see if you're eligible for screened ads. You know, so you have to see that. And you see if the industry does it and you're eligible. If your industry requires a state license to operate, you typically have to upload proof that you're a licensed plumber, for example. And then you have to set the amount you're willing to spend every time you get contacted. In most local services ads, they'll use a phone, but you can also use a form. If somebody calls that track number that Google uses, that is a pay them opportunity, right? So you want to make sure, and I'll talk about that you're going to answer the phone, for example. So that's one of those factors. Now you might be thinking, okay, so all I have to do is set up my ads. Google will just rotate them through, like, sequentially. Or you're the next one up. You're the next one up. Well, that's not the truth, or not exactly. Google's interested in making money from ads, right? All businesses tend to want to do a service, but also make money. So Google, using a algorithm and formula that they have and they know, they're going to determine which ads get shown. They want people to click. So they want searchers to get what they're looking for. And if the searcher is looking to contact the business, they want a business that when somebody calls it is more than likely going to answer the phone, for example. So we do have a couple of factors we can actually take a look at. First one is how close your location is to the searcher. I can't emphasize this enough, even with SEO. Where you are or the searcher is in relation to your business location is a very important factor of what shows up. So it's not like, well, look, I'm number one here in Fort Myers, but the person's searching for it in Naples, right? Your chances are you're not going to have as high of a ranking for that because you're further away. So the closer you are, the better. So there's some strategies on that as well. Factor number 2 is your review score and the number of reviews. The review score. It's very rare these days to see a business that doesn't have 4 stars and above, right? I mean, you have to have good reviews. What really helps seal the deal is the number of reviews and the recency of those reviews. If you've got great reviews and they're 4 years ago, well, would you go to a restaurant that doesn't have any recent reviews and has reviews 4 years ago, even if it was top notch? Probably not. This is a client of mine, Citrus Solution, for example. They've got high ratings and they've got a lot of reviews. So we systematically get them reviews from, customers. So reviews matter. In every type of presentation I've done, I will always emphasize this. Reviews matter. And not the cherry. Well, a lot of businesses, cherry pick testimonials and put them on your website, right? You don't put on bad reviews, so people don't necessarily read them. So reviews, and particularly with Google screened ads, local services ads, you want to have good reviews on Google. The third factor is your responsiveness to inquiries and requests. I talked about before. You either have to, answer the phone if you got a form. If you're putting an ad up and it's showing, you want somebody to be answering the phone when it's showing. So that's key. Because if you don't, if every time they call, nobody answers the phone, for example, or 10 seconds or something, Google's going to say, well, we're probably not going to make a lot of money on this because people are going to get dissatisfied. Your office hours. If you aren't open, they're not going to be showing your ads. So, you make sure that that's up to date. I've seen it before where somebody doesn't update it and somebody calls and there's nobody there or the answering machine is wrong or something. So if you have a live person, that always helps. People like live people. We listen to our clients' phone calls where it's, ethical and legal and there's no, violations of any laws, but you can hear that, all right, this call took 35 seconds to be answered. 35 seconds. I don't know about you. I'm not going to wait 35 seconds unless I really need it. So you really got to be responsive and make sure your office hours are updated. The big factor, number 5, is has Google received any complaints? And are they valid complaints? So if you have a lot of bad reviews, you're probably not going to be in a good situation and you probably won't be doing local services ads for long. So if you're looking for a marketing strategy that will yield quick results for your small business, you do Google ads and pay-per-click for most businesses, not every business. Look, I have clients in multiple industries. It doesn't work for everybody. Just like social media ads might work for impulse purchases and things like that, but it tends to not necessarily work for something that is something that people need once in a while. Like your car breaks down, you're gonna look for a car repair place, right? You're not gonna go, well, I'm gonna go through Facebook. Look, there's an ad here. When you need a mechanic, call us or something like that. So you've got to find the right marketing channel for this. But this presentation's focused strictly on local screened ads. I kind of went over it, but I'll go back there. We don't have enough data. Nobody really has enough data except Google on the average industry conversion from local screened ads in terms of, how many people see it versus go. They have it, but I'm sure they don't share it with us. They haven't yet. But we do have data on pay-per-click, and we have a lot of experience doing this. Managed seven figures of advertising AdWords. So we know AdWords fairly well. We focus on conversion rates. A lot of times people say, well, what's the cost per click, right? What's the cost per click? What's the click-through rate? How many people who saw the ad clicked on the ad? Both of those are largely irrelevant. I mean, how much is a keyword? I can get you a keyword for 25 cents, but it may not be a keyword that's ever going to get you any business. And that's what we want to focus on, getting you business. Everything needs to be focused on that. How you get there is important, and making sure you don't overspend getting there. But if somebody doesn't contact your business, then it doesn't really matter, does it? That's what you want. And that's why we harp on that. And the bigger your product or service is, the more expensive it is, the more money you typically are going to spend to get that client. If you're a roofer and your roof jobs are $20,000, you're not going to get conversions for $3. It's just not realistic. So you have to have a realistic budget and goal with an understanding that you are going to get what you put into the marketing. So let's look at some industries on conversions. In the past 12 months, one of our clients has a conversion rate for ads of 18.54%. The average auto repair client has 4.06%. So for the same ad dollars, you're getting 356% higher click-through rate. Mover, we have a moving company. They've been with us for, actually almost 6 years now. In the past 12 months, we've yielded a conversion rate of 16.95%. Now, moving is a very low trust industry. People are stressed when they move, and they look around for movers, and they're very concerned about getting ripped off, right? So this conversion rate is very good. And it one of the factors is we've got a killer website, they've got killer reviews, they do killer advertising, and they get killer results. So that's what we do with that. We also do, law firms, for example. This is a personal injury law firm. Now, personal injury law is one of the most expensive places to operate on pay-per-click. It is expensive. And if you're not an attorney doing pay-per-click, if I told you how much they spend on average, you would probably, faint or something like that. But chances are it's probably more than you're spending on any conversion you're doing, unless you're a personal injury lawyer, for example. So in the past 12 months, we have a conversion rate of 12.82%. Now, this is compared to the legal profession of 6.95%. So that's still 84% higher than the average firm. Mentioned roofer before. We've run a campaign for a roofer who does, advertising in a few states. Since starting, we've yielded a conversion rate of 9.34%, which is 84.9% higher than it was a year before. And the average conversion for ads, across the industries is 3.48%. So it's 168% higher. Now, to succeed with Google Screen Ads, you need to do more than just set it up. I kind of gave you the factors, but there are ways to improve what the average business is going to do. And that's where we come in. We hear great things about this guy. Of course, I wrote this, so of course we do. But actually, we have I think 15 Google reviews, all 5-star. And anybody who knows, anybody who operates a business knows getting businesses to leave reviews is very difficult. It's more difficult than getting customers to leave reviews if you're a business and consumer business. So if you're interested in a consultation with us to see if we can help you, and if you can't click here on this version, that's fine. You can click on the screen and find an appointment that works for you. You can email me or you can call me. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.